Hey everyone, happy Sunday to you. I hope all is well. I hope you settled into this course and kind of had a chance to look over the syllabus. So, as you know, these are some small classes this semester, and I have the same 3 students in this course in 1305 as I do 1300. So, that said, a lot of the things I'm going to cover in the 1300 video, I'll try to keep these shorter so I'm not just repeating the same things. Like, same thing applies. I hope you've settled in. I hope you looked over the syllabus, all those things. This class is a little different than 1300 in that while every course builds on top of each other, this really does. So, and I mean, not that the others don't, but this really, like, each chapter really does lead to the next, because what you're leading to here is an assignment that's worth 25% of your grade in a treatment plan. But we're learning the foundation of what is substance use disorders, ethical legal responses, assessment, diagnosis, treatment planning, blah, blah, blah. And eventually, I think it's week 9, you're going to have a treatment plan due. And we'll talk much more about that before it gets here, but that's worth 25% of your grade. And then you have a paper that's worth another 25% of your grade. So 2 assignments in this class are worth 50% of your grade. They're a big deal. They cannot be turned in late because you have 10 plus weeks, 9 weeks to work on them, right? So start looking ahead. This class is set up much differently, where in 1300 you have it repeats, right? This is very different. I didn't design this one, I just teach it, but I've made some tweaks if it helps. So I appreciate your introduction. Same as last time, like I mentioned, don't reinvent the wheel. Let's just do all that. Same thing here with the syllabus quiz. I've already addressed that. Papers, you only have 1 paper and it can't be turned in late here. So keep that in mind. But this week you'll read Chapter 1, Introduction into Substance Use, and a lot of what we're doing in both courses will correlate, right? Not always, but this will. And you don't have anything due this week in this course other than reading that chapter. And I'm going to encourage you, don't get behind on your reading. It's important. Again, this really does build layer by layer. So please don't get behind on your reading here. Super important. And then week 3, you have your first DB, DB2. Your introduction's your first DB that you have to, this is very different too. I was about to say you have to follow the guidelines, but there's very different guidelines. These DBs are a bit different. Ethical and legal issues, right? And they're going to give you a case study to do. So you don't have to necessarily follow the same DB format. And I'll talk about that next week, but I think this one just asks you to answer some questions. But in doing so, even when you're prompted to answer questions rather than a particular format, you still need to use your APA writing style, and you still need to use your textbook as a reference in the end. And if you haven't watched the APA video, you need to do that, because that's super important, guys. I'm a stickler for that, and I'll explain why in the upcoming weeks. But it's very important you do that. So you're not going to get it wrong for not getting it right. You're going to get it wrong for not attempting it. I will tell you that. So just keep that in mind. If you get it wrong, I'll correct it. We'll move forward the next time, and then we'll go from there. But then, so this week, you don't have anything due. Next week, you have your first DB due. Like I said, it'll be on Chapter 2. Chapter 3, as you notice in this class, these go chapter by chapter, 2, 3, 4, 5, where in the other one, we're kind of all over the place. Again, it's really building towards this treatment plan assignment. And then you have an article week 4, chapter 3, plus an article to read on dopamine. It's a great article. And then you have your first quiz in this class. Then week 5, you have to read chapter 4, then week 6 DB. You get the idea here. So that it runs very different. And week 9, your treatment plan assignments due, followed by a quiz, a break, a quiz, a DB, and then week 14, your papers due on a certain theory. You're going to get to pick one of 2 theories between motivational interviewing or cognitive behavioral therapy, which, again, we're getting way ahead of the course here. I just want you to get an idea of what this is like. So the DB guidelines are a bit different in most of these DBs. The week ahead of time, I'll let you know that you need to follow this format or not. On this one, I believe it's a case study, and you'll just answer the questions. But I need thoughtful answers. I don't need one-word answers. That's never going to work. You'll lose points. I need thoughtful. I need you to express yourself in a thoughtful engaging manner. Let me just leave it at that. You're adults, you're college students. You can figure out what that means, right? And if you don't, please reach out to me and we can discuss it a little further, like what the expectation is. Because the word count won't really count on something that's asking you certain questions about a case study, for example. Answer the questions thoughtfully, answer them thoroughly. Again, I don't need a page-long answer by any stretch, but we want to be able to, if you can get your point across in 2 sentences, do so. If you can get the point across and it takes 5 sentences, do so, right? We just want to be able to make sure you understand what you're looking at and connecting those dots. So guys, like I said, I'll keep this one short since the other one was about 15 minutes, and just know I'm always here. If I can help in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'll talk soon.